Okay, 4:30. Let's go ahead and get started, guys. Thanks for joining me today on this STLP Launch and Learn. Today's topic is all about student tech teams, how they can help your one-to-one implementation, be STLP, and just be overall a great thing for your school. So, Steven, do you want to take it away, man?
Yes, thanks everybody for joining us today. Real quick, just want to go over what a student tech team is, how it can help you. I know some of you probably already have them in place, and just but you might not be aware of how it can connect to STLP. So Russ invited me to go ahead and share. As you know, probably know, I am Russ's Zone 3 partner. I'm the technical lead. I support the Zone 3 STCs and also our student tech team anchor for the district. So just want to kind of go real quick. Let me get on this. So this is, I kind of threw a theme with it. I figured at the time I was way into watching The Mandalorian. So we have Grogu, the little baby Yoda, joining us. So our agenda, we're going to talk about student tech teams. What are they, how they can help you, and how you can get one started, and focusing today on how that can also be your STLP. So there is a need, as you all obviously know. So we have school technology coordinators in JCPS at 99.9% of our schools right now. And basically, in the past, their job was to kind of lead the technology plan. They would troubleshoot and they would submit tickets. But now, thanks to the Every One-to-One initiative, schools went from 100 devices to a device for every single child we have in every school. And along with that comes, you need to manage those devices. We have an inventory system. At this time, it's ITAM. And you need to find a way to make sure those are assigned to the students and the devices are in the students' hands so they can use them daily. So what I decided to look for when I wanted, I'm like, student tech teams could help with all this Chromebook inventory. So I started looking around because I know that our STCs are very resourceful and resilient. And I knew that there would be some out there that had already figured out ways to manage ITAM and manage their inventory and manage dealing with the Chromebooks. So Lockoff Elementary, Melody Walls from Lockoff is their STC. And she, this is kind of an elementary example, but she would show up at 8:30 every morning to get started for her day. And part of her day was dealing with Chromebooks. And she noticed a couple kids were sitting in the cafeteria, just really not doing much. And she said, hey, would you guys like to come help me with my Chromebook? She taught them how to power wash. She taught them how to troubleshoot. And now these students became technology leaders at Lockoff, even insofar as they went from helping out to now they have presented at KISTI on how to be a student tech team and all the different ways they help. There is a short minute video here. And I'll make sure, Russ, when you share out the video, we can put this presentation in the link as well. So if you'd like to watch the video, but it's me interviewing Melody and the students about their student tech team. And my biggest takeaway is that Melody created something that would help her. So when these kids were quarantined with COVID, she was totally at a loss. She realized how helpful they were. When their panels came in, they were in classrooms getting the panels connected with document cameras and devices and doing everything necessary to get them going for the teachers. So they really have proved invaluable for Melody. And good pointer, always make sure, I'll talk later about the size of your tech team, but it's great to have fifth graders. But if you're in elementary school, all that fifth grade knowledge is going to leave you the next year. So make sure if you're considering thinking about what grade levels you're going to pull, I always recommend to pull some from one grade lower so they can kind of help coach up and train your new student tech team. That way we have sustainability. So every school, every class has students that excel at technology. And becoming part of the school makes kids do better in school. Like if you're on the basketball team or the baseball team or quick recall, you feel like a part of that school community. Well, we have some kids that just might be kind of tech geeks like we are, and it's something they excel at. Find a way to recognize them, get them little badges that they can wear, letting the staff know at the school that these are kids that can help out with tech issues. And I decided to celebrate your leaders. I would love if you have a student tech team going on at your school. I would love to come out, meet them, make them Twitter famous. Now I got to be a little more careful about showing their faces. But and just basically thank them for the job they're doing and hear about all the different ways in which students are helping at different schools. Because I got some, you see, they're helping get Chromebooks out and going. And then I have some that are helping manage iPads at Bill School. So a lot of different things and different ways that student tech teams are happening across the district. And not all student tech teams are the same size. I have two examples here. I have Erin Wallace at Dunn Elementary. She decided she wanted to have a student tech team member in every classroom. So she has quite a large student tech team, but every classroom has one of those tech leaders. And then I just met with an STC at Bloom Elementary, and I told her about the student tech team, and a week later she had it in place. I've already talked to her this year, and she said they were crucial in helping her get out the Chromebooks at the beginning of the year. So it can be 3 students to 30. It can be before, during, or after school, centralized or in class. I know, one of the most valuable things teachers have is their minutes with their students. So they're not always willing to give that up. But if you have any sort of clubs, if you just get there a little early or stay a little late and you see kids that are sitting around that are able to help, even if it's, if you're a librarian or in a class where you have some kids, they're already done with their work and they're high flyers and they're ready for something else. Have those students teach them some technology skills, teach them how to power wash a Chromebook, or help you get some devices signed in to make sure they're not getting locked. So things like that. So make it work for you. How a student tech team can help your school. They can help troubleshoot. A lot of times, as we know as STCs, you check the cords, make sure it's plugged in, restart the device. A lot of those, you teach that to a kid and they can be really helpful and keep you from having to head to a teacher's room just to restart everything and get updates or turn it off and turn it back on and check the cords. They can also help manage devices as far as power washing the Chromebooks, wiping them down, keeping them clean because we know they get dirty, helping check devices in and out of a device management system if possible. They can assist with ticketing. They can check them to make sure, and put a Post-it note on I checked everything and this is the one issue with this device, so STC can turn in the ticket for it, or maybe teach the teacher how to turn in tickets for their own devices that have issues. And then the best part, your student tech team can be an STLP project, because just think about it. They're thinking about, their why. Well, they have a ton of technology now at their school and they need help supporting it. So student tech team can think of different ways in supporting the school technology plan. And there's my contact info. If you'd like to learn more, please let me know. Like I said, I'm happy to meet your student tech team, hear how they're helping at your school. So Russ, if you wanted to add anything about the STLP connection.
Yeah, so just to kind of piggyback on what Stephen was saying, if we go to the implementation statement, this could be your STLP project for regionals, right? Our project is, it doesn't have to be, I will say it does not have to be, but it can be. Our project is student tech team. The problem challenge it addresses is exactly what Stephen said. You've got one-to-one devices in your school now. This is a relatively new phenomenon, and you've got you've got to get those things managed, right? We picked it because we've all got devices, right? and we need to get them out there. And the technology you'll use is maybe you're using a Google form or a Google sheet to organize who you're helping. What are some other technology they might use, Stephen?
So yes, I've heard about students using Google Forms to keep track of ticketing issues, to prepare the devices so that the STC, if they had serious issues, a batch of Chromebooks they had to submit tickets for, they could look at that Google form and just do it a lot easier than having to put their hands on every device and figure it out.
So yeah, student tech team fills in the blanks really easily here as far as the regionals project goes. But it's not only a regionals project, it could actually be, if you go to state, a live challenge. There's a help desk/support challenge that students can present on at state. It's a K through 12 competition, and they'll just talk about how they support their school with technology, with technical support. Okay, so that's a challenge at state that if you got a student tech team, it could be your regional project, and you could also enter them in this help desk support challenge. Or, maybe you're doing some other regional project, but you still have a student tech team. You could enter that student tech team in the live challenge at state for the help desk support challenge. Okay, so 2 different ways there.
Yeah,
regional?
Russ, while I was thinking of it, a couple other examples besides just the Google form. I was thinking about what I've heard from other schools. Some schools, the students have created a website and they keep like tech tip videos on the website that are helpful for other teachers and students in the school. So there's a lot of chances where you could use video making, website, and leave it up to the student leadership. I know as STCs, traditionally, the whole technology plan of a school fell on our shoulders. But now with this many devices and being every one-to-one, it has to be a whole school taking care of the technology. And this is the way to show that Charles Wood is not the only technology leader in this building. We have a student tech team of students that can also help lead.
Right. And so Glenn has a question, says, are these teachers certifying the students' skills, giving them a test to become certified, even perhaps where they are earning multiple certification skill levels? 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, this is something we've talked about since I've mostly been working with people at the elementary level. But I know, we just talk about teach the kid to power wash. They show that they can power wash, check off that they've learned that skill. But I know as you get up to the high school skill, maybe you can look at I like the way that you could think of, I don't have an official certification program, but Glenn, you could make something like this is what my student tech team is certifying themselves in. And I think that'd be great.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, and Mindy adds, I did not have one when I had my team, but that's an awesome idea. Yeah, absolutely. That's a great idea. Okay, so student tech teams, that was our topic today. Does anybody have any questions about student tech teams or STLP in general? This is your time to ask those questions. I still don't have a firm regionals plan from Jeff Sobolski yet. When I do have that, I will email you guys and let you know ASAP. So look for that hopefully soon. State is in person April 19th at Rupp Arena, which is great. So Sharon has a question. Can they be used at sporting events? Are you talking about student tech teams, Sharon?
Yes, I'm talking about student tech teams. So I haven't been to a middle school event yet, but at the high school they have scoreboards and different types of things that I don't know if they're allowed to do that or not.
Like I said, I come more from maybe some of our high school leaders can speak to that. To what degree do you have your high school students helping out at, school events? But I could certainly see, there's lots of those parent teacher nights where they roll out the panels and they want to show teacher slideshows and things like that. I know at Kisti, when a lot of the technology leaders throughout the state present, there are student tech teams present. They might be college or high school, but they're there to help make sure everybody's technology works okay. So I think that would be a great example of, as long as all the permission slips and everything's good with the principal, of letting those students kind of be there to help out during those school events.
Yeah. That's a good angle, Sharon. I haven't thought about that angle before. That's a great way to think of using a student tech team at those school events. Any other questions today, guys? All right. Thank you for joining us today. Let's see. Kisti student tech team is 100% high school students across. Okay. Awesome. All right. So I think that's all we've got for you today, guys. Thanks for joining us on this Wednesday, and have a great rest of the week. And I'll see you in 2 weeks for another Launch and Learn. If you have any questions, you can reach out.
Yeah, I do have one question.
Oh, go for it.
Will we get access to this video?
Yeah, so I upload every Launch and Learn to the JCPS Digital Learning channel. And so I'll upload it to the Digital Learning channel either tonight or tomorrow morning. And then I'll also link it in the STLP 3 Things email send on Monday morning.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. All right, bye, Glenn.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Melinda. Hey, Russ, real quick, is my back